development. So executive means that it's a long game. It's something you start when you first get into workforce, even before that, maybe from college. And you have to work smart, network smart, and plan smart. So I'll go through each one of them in this talk. So the most important here, in my opinion, that you need is this thing, political knowledge. You can have the technical knowledge, which I believe you can go from an individual, valued individual contributor to maybe a technical manager. And operational knowledge will help you get to maybe senior level management, mid-level to senior level management. But political knowledge is necessary to get to that executive level position. And I'll give you a perfect example. So I was at Oracle in the late 90s. And Oracle at that time was pushing this vision of Larry Ellison, who was the CEO of network computing, which today we know it as cloud. Right? Cloud we all know, right? But that's not what it was called then. It was called network computing. And I volunteered. I said, I really believe in this, and I'm going to take this message out. And so they had the network computing, they had the network computing architecture, and they had network computers. What network computers were browser-based computers. So you didn't have to use Microsoft. So people said, wow, that's so cheap. You can just have a computer. Didn't do much, but hey, this was early, okay? And I started evangelizing. I did seminars in multiple cities in the Northeast, took it to the partner community, and I had given the most number of speeches. So this is what I got, just so you know, I brought it with me, these gold-plated pens for reward. But that's not the thing I want to tell you about. There was another guy at Oracle at the same time. He knew the same thing. The only difference, he was directly talking with Larry Ellison. I was 4 layers below Larry Ellison, so this guy was really politically connected. This guy I'm talking about was Mark Benioff, okay? And he's the founder of Salesforce.com. While I was going around evangelizing in different cities and giving seminars, he was talking to Larry, brainstorming, and he's already talking to how to, because he had a vision of how do I make Salesforce automation work like the way you shop at Amazon. So he had that vision. But now how do you realize that vision? He started talking to Larry Ellison and said, hey, this may work. I'll even invest $2 million. He even got Larry to invest $2 million. He knew Tom Siebel. He knew everybody. And now he's worth about $11 billion. So the point is, and again, he deserves every penny of that. The point is that the difference in being really successful comes down to this one thing right here. So you got to start developing that political knowledge. And without that, it's going to be very hard to get to the executive ranks because people are always taking shots at you. In the career-related, you need sponsorship. Without sponsorship, it's very difficult to get to an executive level job because these jobs are normally not advertised. So you need to find sponsors. You have to show them what you have done, constantly keep in touch with them so that they're willing to risk their capital and say, hey, by the way, you should interview this person because I worked with them. And believe me, he or she can really do a bang-up job for you. You need that. Sponsors. Find them early, stay in touch with them. On a quarterly basis, update them. If you've written a blog, send it to them. If you have done a video, send it to them on a quarterly basis saying, hey, take a look at this video I've done. They'll look at it. And the third thing I want to point out in the planning stage is thought leadership. You have to have a thought about something so that people saying, this guy, like Mark Benioff knew that he was going to be, he had the thought leadership around the Salesforce automation or CRM. And that's it. You can only have one area you could be a thought leader. You can't have multiple areas. And to get to that point, you have to produce content. I mean, how could you be a thought leader if you don't have some original thought that you are coming up with? Unique, there are no original thoughts, but something unique about the particular thought that you have. So you have to create content, and then you have to go out and write about it. You have to go and give speeches in front of conferences or an event like this. Because these events are very important. You get nice feedback. You get people that are attentive. That's pretty important. Then you've got to make videos today, because video is now prevalent. And once you start doing it, initially, you may not get that traction, but then people will know you. Some people will not tell you, but they know what you do. And once you have that thought leadership, then you're in a position that people will take you seriously, that this guy, hey, he could be an executive. He deserves to be in the executive role.